Hey kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock podcast. I mean, at this point, I feel uncomfortable even saying the words Jock podcast. I mean, these days, they'll throw you in prison just for saying you're a fan of the Jock podcast. Like, it's crazy. Introducing your host, Dr. London Smith.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock podcast, where we discuss fitness and health, and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, drlondonsmith.com. I would like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as diatrizoate megalamine and National Pie Day. So I'll try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
Dr. London, I'm very excited. We have a sponsor today. Dr. London, in this day and age, everyone is a little famous. I mean, we live in the age of influencers, right? Everyone's got 6 billion How many Instagram followers do you have at this point? As one of the world's biggest celebrity doctors.
Yeah. Like 4 or 5 dozen.
No, dozen
Almost.
or 4 and 5?
Sorry, I have 4 and 5. So I guess 9 total.
Okay, wow. And Dr. London, the problem with everyone being a celebrity is that if everyone's a celebrity, kind of no one's a celebrity, right?
Right. Yes, the superhero dilemma.
And so really, the only thing that separates a real celebrity, a Taylor Swift, from a, lowly podcaster is that Taylor Swift gets all these stalkers.
Oh, okay. I see where, yes.
There's not enough stalkers out there for every single influencer these days, Dr. London. You can't keep up.
Oh, if only there was another way.
There is another way, Dr. London. It's the stalkie-talkie. The stalkie-talkie is a GPS device, sort of looks like a brick, sort of looks like a walkie-talkie.
How heavy?
Oh, man, like 30, 45 kilograms. I'm talking about like a 1980s style thick, like almost like a 80s cell phone, but they had the walkie-talkies that were like kind of a brick. That's the stalkie-talkie. It has a GPS. It plays creepy voices at night. It calls you at random hours of the day and says, "Where are you?" Or, "I know what you're wearing." It has a little camera, and so it'll be like, "I see that you have a hat on." And this happens all the time, and all of your friends are so worried about you. Your family's worried about you. You're going viral like crazy on TikTok because you're like, these stalkers are out of control. And for only $10 a month, Dr. London, your stalker can actually show up to your doorstep.
No, mine?
And go, "Whoa!" and then run away.
What? And I get all this for how much?
The device itself is $50, and you got to pay the subscription if you want sort of, consistent updates. And think about the followers you're going to get when you make a TikTok that says, "Guys, I keep getting these crazy voicemails where I'm like, I'm going to eat your dog's feet."
And they're voicemails to their giant phone, right? The stalkie-talkie they have?
No, it's the phone is more the hub. It's like an Alexa. It's doing all the stuff. It's calling your traditional cell phone. I think they just did the stalkie-talkie because it rhymes with walkie-talkie. But they just went with it.
Well, it's marketing, yeah. No, it's the marketing masters. You find the best in that field.
It also works perfectly for us, Dr. London, because since they're our sponsor, it's sort of the jockey-doggy, stalkie-talkie.
Oh, yes. Wow, the stalkie-talkie and the jockey-doggy, stalkie-talkie.
Yeah. Sending clips of their hair, digging through trash. Someone does that maybe. But anyway, get the stalkie-talkie today. Just text Dr. London. He'll give you the link.
Okay. Just tweet at the podcast. Yes, and that's the best way to get my number.
Yeah, I guess it's a little more direct to hit up Dr. London. Yeah, 214-498.
Okay. No. Well, let's. If you could just bleep him out, DJ Dylan.
Nope.
I know you've refused to bleep anything on this podcast because you say we are uncensored. Anyway, so that's most of the number.
36.
That's plenty of the number. Anyway, so that was our sponsor, and that was producer Cameron. Also with us is DJ Dylan in the house.
In this day and age, everyone is a little famous. I mean, we live in the age of influencers, right? Everyone's got 6 billion how many Instagram followers do you have at this point? You're going viral like crazy on TikTok. How many?
Before we move on, I would like to address a bit of listener feedback. For a long time, our listener demographic was primarily composed of people whose go-to jokes are to say that their pronouns are actually their political stance, which is rooted in factually unfounded conspiracies. And these were our fans. We love them. They're the smartest, most intelligent. They know all of it. And so we love those listeners.
Yes.
But in our efforts to cater to them, we found that we were neglecting the many bot accounts that download our podcast.
And that greatly outnumbered, actual human flesh listeners.
Yeah, huge frustration on our part because we want to cater to these people who have such a fundamental understanding of what a pronoun is. But Cameron, could you ask the brazier for listener feedback?
Absolutely, Dr. London. Let me just ping it a message. Dear host of the Jock podcast, I'm a very weak robot, a tiny machine. I listened to this week's episode and am very ashamed. I can't do a single chin-up, and all my chestnuts are roasted. I have no idea how to fix this, so I'll just listen to the next episode and hope for the best. Sincerely, a very weak robot. My chestnuts are roasted? Is that like a robot slang? I feel icky saying it. I'm not crazy about it.
I feel like it's one of those things where a robot heard that was the street slang.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to adopt it, but it was very holiday specific. And
it has to do with him not being able to do a single chin up?
Yeah. Let me think, because whenever I've done a chin up, honestly, like if I had to name the feeling, which I never had to articulate the feeling,
be roasting chestnuts.
My chestnuts, my chestnuts are roasting.
Well, I mean, Dr. London, this very weak machine, it's kind of pitiful that they can't do a single chin up. Do you just want to tell them to kill themselves, or how do you want to handle this?
Well, I like that. Thank you for that. That is, certainly one of the options. But I think maybe the listening to our podcast and hoping for the best is financially far more beneficial for us.
Yeah, but they can also just leave their computer on and just have it auto download. So just make sure you do that before you off yourself. Then it's the same for us.
Well, I can't help but feel like at some point, like when it catches up on episodes, it'll stop instead of restarting. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like we want to have some form of sentience, some form of autoplay going on, which I don't trust. And I'm sorry to this listener, but I don't trust you to get the settings correct for that. So
I do want to address one thing. They say I'm a very weak robot. I listened to this week's episode and am very ashamed. You didn't have to go on that huge rant last week that would make this robot feel so ashamed of themselves?
What, because I was criticizing this specific robot in the rant? Yeah, they sent...
Well, you were just saying, like, weak robots are so pathetic. I bet they can't do a single chin-up.
Yeah.
I hate them. They'd never be able to beat me in a boxing match. And it was unprompted. You said, shut up to the guest. Just shut up while I talk. Shut.
Yeah. Yeah, the guest kept trying to talk, and that was super annoying. Anyway, so to this listener, thank you for listening. Now for today's medical topic, one of the complications of diabetes mellitus. So mismanaged diabetes, it puts the patient at risk of developing diabetic neuropathy. Diabetic neuropathy results from microvascular damage to the vasa nervorum that surrounds large peripheral nerves. So it's your nervous system that goes out to your arms, legs, hands, feet, that kind of thing.
But you even said the real problem is really, Dr. London, mismanagement, right?
Yeah, mismanagement of diabetes, yes.
The one job in America that gets so much hate, that everyone spits on, that everyone's like, ew, you don't do anything, is the sacred middle manager.
Okay, yeah.
The guy who says, hey, you gotta show up to this meeting, and we're gonna have fun games, and then we're gonna, schedule this meeting, and I've got to schedule it. Without that guy, our country falls apart, Dr. London. And what has the medical industry done? They've cut out the middle managers. Now everyone's like, oh, I've got to be hands-on. Where is the guy, sitting with a smart sheet open and just sort of moving like little cells around to make a schedule?
Wait, yeah, I have been wondering where he went. But it's because you fired him, right?
Well, yeah. He's costing too much money.
Yeah. And like for very little work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because middle managers don't do anything, but Dr. London, they are the foundation.
They are the country, yeah.
Of the economy, really.
So I get, in that sense, there's a decent chance that we caused the recession. Because when you fired that middle manager, if they are the backbone of the economy.
I mean, we know that you guys, doctors, caused the recession because of the, COVID pandemic. So yeah, obviously we know.
Yeah, I had my hands in a few things. So anyway, so this mismanaged diabetes leading to damage to the vasa nervorum that surrounds large peripheral vessels. This leads to decreased sensation in the feet, and it's the main cause of skin ulcers of the feet in diabetic patients. And that can lead to osteomyelitis, which is an infection of the bone. So basically the patients they can't feel in their feet, and if they step on something, they can have, a cut or whatever, and that's why we tell them to check their feet daily, because they may not feel the cuts or abrasions or the ulcers at first, and then it has time to become an infection and go up into their bones.
And all of this could have been avoided if you just had a guy sitting at his computer. He schedules a meeting where everyone tells him what they did yesterday. He schedules a meeting later with a different department, and they can sort of chit-chat about stuff, and it allows them to schedule more stuff. And then also schedules a meeting at the end of the day to see where everyone's at with all of the things they were doing that day. And if you were able to have someone like that, Dr. Linden, disease would be eradicated. But you refuse to acknowledge the sanctity of this position.
I feel like I acknowledged the sanctity of so when the neuropathy leads to pain, the treatment will be with pregabalin, gabapentin, or tricyclic antidepressants. But yeah, generally, the first step is, aside from controlling the glucose and the diabetes, would be to check those feet. Make sure that they don't have any cuts on them, because then they can get infected more easily if you're diabetic. And make sure to thank your middle manager.
Yes, thank your middle manager. Hire more middle managers. There should be more middle managers than there are lower level employees.
Now, we won't hire anymore.
No,
we have
absolutely
a pretty strict
not.
firing
they don't
policy.
do anything, yeah.
Yeah, they're a waste of time.
Sort of a waste of resources, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Cameron, you said that we have a guest today. Is that right?
That's right, Dr. London. We have, for the very first time, a cool guest. We've never had a cool guest.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Did we have Shaq? I thought we had Shaq.
Well, we did have Shaq, but Shaq's not cool. He's like a legend.
Okay.
Could you see Shaq, sunglasses, motorcycle, cigarette? I can't.
Not recently.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello there, my name is Dr. LennonSmith.com. This is our producer, Cameron. What was your name?
Big Al McDonald here. I'm a local mechanic.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
you said like a question. Is that?
Well,
Yes.
yeah. Well,
Or do you have a license for that?
you don't have to have a license. I just kind of do it out of my backyard, kind of like how you do your doctors. I mean, it's not that big a deal.
All right. So Big Al, what brings you here? You're a mechanic, so you like to fix stuff. I like to fix stuff.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, Dr. Lindbergh. My dad told me you can't ever trust doctors, because apparently that's where my mom went. She left my dad for a doctor, so I've been doing just fine ever since then. But I really wanted to fix this, so I'm hoping that maybe you can fix it. I want to trust you.
Wait, sorry. You've been fine ever since your mom left your dad for a doctor?
Well, yeah, because it was the day I was born. Like, he said, well, that's beautiful, so he took her.
Oh.
Okay.
What was he referring to?
I don't know. I don't know. That's my dad was like, it's not that big a deal. You know, we'll be fine without her. Like, I thought it was pretty too. But the doctor,
You don't keep in contact with your mom?
no, I don't have the fancy cell phones and the fancy, I know doctors like to drive the Mercedes Benz and everything. Like, I don't have one of those. I drive a Chevy.
Oh, and yeah, you can't drive a Chevy to see your mom, so that, yeah.
No, well, so I got a 454, but it's not in the car. You got to you got to push the car to get it to start, but you can't start it without the engine in it. So I do a lot of walking. So I'm healthy.
Yeah, that is similar to I mean, how do I describe it? It's made of stone, and I use my feet to go, and I run, and that's what fuels the car. And I'm wearing sort of like a saber-toothed tiger leotard. I've got my kids, Bam Bam, with me.
That's my kid's name too.
Really?
You must both have the same baby name book.
Yeah, we might be cousins. We kind of look alike.
That's how you can tell.
That's how you can tell, and especially if you both name your kids Bam Bam. That is I think that's how they found the Golden State Killer, right? It wasn't through one of those DNA archives. It was just they had figured out these two people had named their kids Bam Bam.
Or just the 23andMe used that same logic. They're like, well, yeah, their kids are named that.
Yeah, we got them. So what brought you here? You came here to tell Dr. London that you don't trust him?
Yeah, well, I was hoping that he could kind of regain my trust back. You know, Caleb?
That's pretty nice. Coming at it with an open mind. You've got this bias that you've had since a kid, but you're saying, you know what? Let's look at this rationally. Let's find some reasons to really hate this fucking doctor.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm really trying to get my car done, and you guys promised me $150 to be here, so I could really use the money, but I kind of want to trust a doctor afterward. But I mean, if I don't, it's not that big a deal.
Okay.
Dr. Lennon, you offered him money?
Well, I said him $150 to be here, and I put a lot of it in quotes. So I was
Dr. Lennon.
That's why you can't trust the doctor. Are you trying to sleep with my wife? Do you want to sleep with my wife?
I just, now that you present it as an option, now it feels...
If you do, you got to leave your keys on the table like the other guys.
Oh, okay. There's a system. Is there an app or something?
Well, it's a service shop.
Yeah.
Everything gets served here. It's not that big a deal. Some tailpipes get cleaned. Mm-hmm. Some undercarriages get polished up.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal.
As long as someone's dropping 150, then
you can do whatever you want.
But Dr. Lennon, we run into ethical issues if we're paying our guests. Well, this is what about journalistic integrity?
I know, but
that's the reason you shouldn't pay your guests on a podcast. The journalistic integrity.
I know. Look,
it's compromised now. This can't be an honest interview.
Yeah, no, the incentive is there. See, here's the thing, though. I kept finding that we were making so much money off this podcast.
Yeah.
Which listeners will know because they're missing money. If they check their pockets right now, they're missing money.
Well, yeah.
They were holding cash and now it is gone because this podcast was distracting them. We have a lot of pickpockets out there. And so
they're probably doctors.
Yeah, well, we're trying to fund a lot of medical education, and that's how you do it. Otherwise, unless you want to go into debt, Which
Tell me a way a doctor can make money without creating a podcast to distract people and then hiring other doctors to pickpocket them. Tell me. Prove to me, where's that paycheck?
yeah, I'll say they aren't all doctors yet. Like some of them, like sure, some of them are highly successful doctors. Like they're great at their practice. Dr. Fauci is one of them, but he's trying to quit the game now.
Yeah.
He I'm not to brag on him too much, but like he's really good at the, he taught me it's a 2-finger technique. You don't do, it's just your index and your middle finger and you squeeze
That's
that
what they told my mom.
or the index ring finger, whatever, that gets the best grip and you just pull it out. You don't like pinch it.
You're talking about the pickpocketing or going over to Big Al's wife's house?
I'm a little confused too, doctor.
Yeah.
Big Al, what can London do to earn your trust again? To make you believe that, hey, maybe doctors aren't full of BS.
Well, I've heard that all doctors kind of know each other.
Yes.
And so can you call the doctor and tell him that Big Al wants to talk to his mom?
I hate these calls. It's a house visit. That's what you're asking for.
That's what we got, and she left.
Yeah.
Yeah, doctor.
If you want that.
Well, I'm starting to not trust you even more because that's exactly the same kind of lingo that he used, and then she's gone, and now it's been 47 years, and I haven't seen my mom.
Okay, I'm gonna call.
In your phone? Do you have Al's mom's new doctor husband?
But like,
and by new, I mean 47 years ago.
No, I do. I'll make the call. Just can you guys just kind of pipe down for it? Yeah,
sure.
Hello?
Hey, bro, what's up? Okay, well, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you. I know we have big plans. We're gonna go to the movies tonight. Okay. No, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm going to. No, you know what? If you can't have just a normal conversation, yes, we're going to the movies later. We're going to the movies, but we're not. Never mind. Son of a.
Wow.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Yeah, you guys have a history. So, I mean, have you worked with this guy, or just socially you hate him?
Well, oh yeah, I guess it's mostly social. Like I don't know if you ever heard, but yeah, we have movie plans later, and we kept disagreeing on what we're gonna go see.
Oh, he wanted to go see Megan, and you wanted to go see Megan in 3D. You're telling me about this, yeah.
Yeah, and I told him like I don't normally wear glasses. I want to kind of feel what that's like, and so with the 3D glasses option, I thought like this is my chance to kind of enter the Poindexter point of view.
Doctor, are you trying to sleep with my mom too? I'm so confused what's going on right now. I thought you were going to help me, but now I feel like you're trying to hurt me.
It's so Big Al, we ran into the issue that I often run into, which is not only am I in contact with these other doctors, we have a beef.
A beef at the movies?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it really gets in the way of whatever other agenda I have for the call, which today was, hey, what about Big Al's mom? He really...
Just try calling again.
Okay.
Just give him another call.
Okay.
Just give it a shot.
We'll see.
Hello?
Hey, man, what's up? So just, like, what's wrong with the 3D glasses idea? What do you hate about that? Oh, costs a little extra? You slept with Hugh? No, and keep it on task. We're talking about the movies. Yeah, okay, he hung up on me. Okay. And I don't know if you overheard any of that, but it's really frustrating, these colleague relationships with these doctors.
Dr. London, have you met Big Al's mom?
Met is a strong word.
Oh, ew. I don't know what that means, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
Dr. England, I'm really starting to question if you're a real doctor.
Yeah. Thank you. I get that a lot. But no, yes, I've met her because once again, like I'll go over to their house. We'll watch the game. The game being
You've been to my mom's house and you're not even telling her the Big Al's been looking. You know how many cars I've tried to flip so that way I can find my mom just in the backseat of one, maybe?
Well, you flip it because you think she's under it?
No, like I buy them and then she's not in there, so then like I gotta sell it, and then I buy another one and I just keep doing it and I'm losing money,
Right.
and then there's no mom.
Okay, that is frustrating.
It seems like, you were saying before the one thing holding you back is that you don't have a fancy cell phone. Seems like that might be the cheaper option. Just get a pay-as-you-go. If that's the thing that's preventing you from finding your mom, I would say just invest in like a cheap smartphone.
That sounds like something a doctor would say, like, oh, they want a Big Al to get one of those little medical things to put in my heart, but, Big Al's not going to do that because Big Al knows that the doctors are just trying to listen because Big Al got some really pretty little girls. He's got the daughters, and I know that doctors are going to come try and take them just like they took my mom. So, no, I'm not going to get your smart, fancy phone.
Let me prove that this isn't coming from a doctor's advice. While you buy your smartphone, smoke a cigarette.
What?
A doctor would never tell you to do that, except for decades they did, but not now.
But apart from decades, yeah, they wouldn't.
So I always smoke cigarettes. I didn't know if we could smoke in here because, technically it's a doctor's office. But I figured it's not that big a deal. But I didn't do it anyway. But I mean, I'm still drinking. So
Yeah.
I'm really starting to get the vibe that you're wanting to come over to my house, Dr. Lexington. Do you have the 150? Do you not have the 150?
Yeah, what's your angle here, Dr. London?
What are you trying to do with Big Al and his wife?
So the wife situation, sure, we've met. Sure, we've hung out at your house. Sure, we watched the game, which in this case was Russian roulette. We watched that game.
I'm glad I always win that one.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a good game, and kind of just had a party, had some finger food, whatever. Sorry, that 2 finger food. It was the middle and the index finger food.
Oh yeah, because she's always got that yeast infection.
Right.
I mean, it's not that big a deal, but doctor, you probably like the yeast infections.
Yeah.
You treat them a
so
lot.
This is a misconception here. People
One of
think
your favorites.
that because I have treated a lot of yeast infections, that's my favorite.
Yeah, you're obsessed.
So I just want to.
You're obsessed with them like every day. Got another yeast infection. Dr. London, I think if we want to earn Big Al's trust, you gotta call his mom's doctor husband again. You have to. And then maybe try to get her on the line and so that Big Al can finally meet his mom here on the show. This is going to go viral.
I don't know. Yeah, but
maybe then I could get my car fixed and drive over to her.
We would go,
we would.
Sure, buddy.
See, Cameron, this is why
you don't
I don't want to
promise money to people. The journalistic integrity,
quotes.
but we're going to go viral and we're going to make a bunch of money.
Okay, I'm going to
just give another call.
Hello?
Hey, bro, what's up? Hey, put the other guy on the phone. We want to talk about the movies. So, 3D, did we settle on 3D or not? Sorry. Okay, honestly, do you want to just get there and we decide when we're there? Because, I feel like, okay, so you're too busy? Whatever, screw you, man. I can't stand that guy.
Dr. London, we could have had a viral moment if you just put aside your pride. It sounds like his mom answered initially.
Oh, did you? Yeah. So I was just so.
And you demanded that she. Oh my gosh. Okay, Big Al, I'm on your side. You can't trust doctors. This is.
So you're telling me that you go to the movies with her husband, you look at her Vagisil or her penicillin shot or whatever it is that you're doing, and you're telling me it's not that big a deal, but then you can't even put Big Al on the phone when you're on the phone with her? Big Al's getting kind of upset right now, doctor.
Are we ready for the chore wheel?
Yes.
Dr. London and I have been neglecting all of the tasks on our to-do list, and so we created this fun chore wheel, and we spin it, and whatever it lands on, that is the chore that we must do. And Big Al, as our guest, would you do us a huge favor and spin that big old wheel that's behind you?
Yeah, I'll add this one right here.
Yeah. Oh no, of course we have to do this.
I can't read it, guys. Tell me what it says.
We have to invent new dogs. The mayor contacted us last weekend and he said he was really, really tired at the lack of new dog breeds. It's like, oh, Golden Doodle, old news. And so he tasked us with, creating a task force to invent new dog breeds. I can tell you right now, I'm tired of tiny dogs. But what is the opposite of a tiny dog, Dr. London? An even tinier dog. That's right, an itty-bitty microscopic little dog. And that would be named maybe like a Shrinky-Doo. Big Al, are you much of a dog guy?
I like the pit bulls, a little bit. I like them big and tough and rough and, with a lot of scruff.
Yeah. Unexpected aggressiveness is sort of what appeals to you. Do you have a pitch for a dog you want to see that doesn't exist yet?
Yep. I'd love to see, like I said, I like pit bulls. So I would love to see pit Chevy. It's half pit bull, half Chevy.
Oh.
But it's got long blonde hair. It loves peanut butter. And from the hips back,
that's new.
It's the same as a human female. Everyone, boys and girls.
So the front is a Chevy?
No, the front
is a pit bull.
But it's got the heart of a Chevrolet.
Okay. So I could...
And then the physical body of it sounds like a beautiful blonde woman.
Yeah.
Okay. An adult human woman, is that...
Yeah.
Like, on the subject of pitching a dog.
Yeah.
So whenever I throw a dog, usually I can't get it that far because its legs will splay out.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm wanting is a more aerodynamic dog.
What about like a flying squirrel type of dog? So it has the like netting in between its arms. So it's a real good glide when you chuck it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Actually, I gotta go. So we gotta hit that movie. But if you could real quick, Big Al, do you have anything anyone you're a fan of, anyone you'd like to promote, give a shout out to? I'd like to give a shout out to there's a stand-up comic, Alex Cunningham, out there. Unrelated. I'm trying to remember. Big Al, did you happen to know his social media or whatever?
Well, I didn't want to bring it up, but you guys, you were talking about stalkers, and I kind of got they stalkered me. They said that I was too close to his house a couple times, but he drives a really nice car.
So wait, they stalkered you or you stalkered him?
Yeah, that's whatever they gave me the paper and they said don't be within, like 150 feet or something.
Yeah.
But Alex Cunningham, he's really good. Everything is at the real Alex Cunningham. I can tell you want his phone number and his address. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, just his what about his podcast? What's his podcast called?
Life is Cooler with AC.
Ah.
Yeah, because he's got the AC in his car. He's got the nice one.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that's factual. That's just simple and factual.
Yeah, it's a doctor term.
Yeah, cooler, yes. All right, well thank you to Big Al. Let's see. I guess, I don't normally do it. Cameron, do you have anyone to shout out aside, I guess Stocky Talkie
and all the real heroes out there. Yeah, not the superheroes, but the people doing the proper stalking every single day to make sure celebrities know that they're beloved.
I want to thank all the doctors out there who are doing some pickpocketing on my behalf right now. We are just winding up, so you're going to want to wind up because it's like they're going to look soon. So just nobody check your pockets until DJ Dillon, kind of declares the ending here. But anyway, that was, thank you again to Big Al. Thank you to our producer, Cameron. Thank you to DJ Dillon in the house.
It's not that big a deal. 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 like Bills. It's not that big a deal.